Okay, guys, well, welcome to the stream, all of you that are here. Does look like we'll probably have a few more people showing up for this Starhammer stream. What I want to know, guys, for those of you that are here, is kind of how much your experience is with this game. And if your guys' experience is minimal, then I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, because I want the new players to sort of get an idea of the depth of this game. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and start at Mission 1 again. And it's not really that far of a stretch, because I was at Mission 3 anyway, so let's jump in here, guys, and we're going to go back to Mission Select. I'm actually going to exit to Main Menu, and go ahead and start a new campaign for you guys. So any progress we save will be lost. Autosave, that's fine. I really don't mind one bit. As for difficulty, let's go with normal, right, guys? You know, for me, easy is just not fun. I mean, if it's going to be that simple, it's not fun. So, in the 22nd century, we left a dying Earth so that a fortunate few could settle on an unspoilt frontier home. The journey to Gliese 58-1D took 146 old Earth years and was called Novus by the time we made landfall. Scion corporations became ministries, wilderness was cultivated and irrigated, and the dreams of a new coalition were fresh and vibrant. But then, right, there's always a but then. Frontier colonies neither prosperous nor peaceful. Alright, so the Nautilids are really the main, I guess you could say, antagonists in this game. And the best way I can explain them is they're alien creatures. Their crafts are actually made out of their own bodies, which is kind of creepy. So if you have, you know, for instance, these Nautilids attacking you, you'll actually see them as one large creature in space very often. Both far and within our walls, war heroes have become politicians, etc., etc. Okay, guys, so we are loading here into part 1. And as you can see, beautiful view here. Personal log of Valoron Dice. Okay, so we have to complete the search and rescue training mission. This should be pretty simple, right, guys? If we can't complete a training mission, we probably have no business in space in the first place.
Yeah, Nuketown. And you're looking at the map.
Alright, guys, so the first part of the game is obviously just moving the ships themselves. And this game has a very different system of movement. And the way it is, it sort of estimates where the ship is going to be going, and you can go ahead and direct the ship however you want. So I'm actually going to go ahead and direct him off to the right here. As for this ship, I'm going to pull him this way, the Hammerhead Liberty II Destroyer, and we'll go ahead and just click to finish. Once we're actually done with our turn, and I hate this tutorial, but I'm going to leave it up for you guys, I'll say that much. I'm just going to go ahead and continue moving. We've also got a ship back here that I wasn't aware of, and we are approaching this ship over here. Okay, now I'm going to start closing in a little bit more, especially with these smaller little ships here. I do want them to provide support, so they're going to close around, as it were, this ship, and we will continue towards the target. Now, we could change fire mode for our ships. This is also an option. It's not something I'm going to do right now, and I will keep on going. What is IGO? Now I feel lost. What is IGO, UGO, Hypsocratea? IGO, UGO? Is that, sort of like a PBM? I think it does. I'm not 100% sure on that. Alright, let's just keep these fighters really close to the, or I should call them raiders. The fighter is actually not a correct term. Remember, guys, we're in the future, so they're actually raiders, the fighter class shipset, that is. Let's go ahead, and we shall continue. Definitely trying to get away. I don't like that one bit. Come back! In the name of the Empire? There we go. Alright, we finally have some raiders, my friends. And I'm definitely going to turn directly towards them. You know, I know how quickly these guys can get upon us, so we want to make sure we're prepared. There's 4 of them off in the distance, and our guys should know how to deal with this situation. Let's go ahead and just get started. Could also rewind in this game, guys. I should have mentioned that. As you can see, the raiders have destroyed that capital ship. It's actually a utility ship off in the distance. And we're no doubt going to have to go to war with them now. That's unacceptable. That's our property. I don't believe, yeah, I guess you're right. The resolution phases happen simultaneously, indeed. And each person sort of chooses what they want to do. So I would say, yeah, I would say it definitely is then an I go, you go version or system. Oh boy, we're taking fire. Oh no! Oh, you got a lot of fighter planes approaching, and actually we took a lot of hits to the hull. What I am going to do right now is basically, you can actually turn off certain weapon systems to make other weapon systems stronger. I'm not going to do that right this second, but I might change my fire mode just to auto fire, just so he knows to shoot. I think it's already on auto fire, but I want to make absolutely sure. And already we're going to start firing at this guy with our Raider. That's for sure. Beautiful. Come on. Boom! Oh, nice! Wow. Okay, that's it. Mission complete. I mean, that was really easy. And I guess we'll just proceed there. They really were going straight for that capital ship. Welcome everybody. By the way, I just now noticed that 24 people have jumped into the room, so I just want to welcome everybody to the stream. I was mentioning earlier that I don't know how long many of you guys have played this particular game, so we're actually starting from mission 1 and moving onwards, so that those people that have not yet had a chance to look at the game are going to get that opportunity today. And another thing is, obviously right now the game is on sale, so it's definitely something you want to consider. Hey Miller, how you doing, man? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next objective, guys. We got to find Lieutenant Liu and escort him to safety. And I hope we get to keep those ships we had before, and indeed we do, as you can see here. Unfortunately, it does look like our guy here is a little bit damaged. No. We just have him selected. He definitely took some hits in the last battle, the Nemo, Vilnius 5th, commanded by Lieutenant Valor Dice, but I think we've got it this time. And I think this is a decent setup for this battle. I want to go ahead and have these guys just really close to each other, and advancing in a group. And let's see. Can we get some reinforcements? Yeah, let's get some reinforcements. Why not? And we will proceed, my friends. Now, I did stop the sound, guys. The game does have its own sound, which is quite good. Or not sound, but music. This is really just so that you guys can hear me better. Otherwise, if you're playing the game by yourself, you're really looking forward to an amazing soundtrack. Let's take a look. Okay, so far, it looks like we've got our Raiders. So we've also got... What's this guy? Is this the Nemo? Yeah. Wow, it is. So I'm actually going to pull the Nemo back slightly. I don't want him moving very quickly. And for the rest of our ships, I want them moving at full speed. Now, I don't believe you can crash into asteroids in this game, but it is really cool to have them in the way. In this case, they're actually not directly in our way. Let's go ahead and move forward. Hello, Radnicus, and Self-Searcher as well. Welcome back, guys. Oh boy. Alright, so we already have the Nemo down. We're going to have to take out more Raiders. I guess that's really all we can do. Alright, we've got to eliminate the Lieutenant's attackers. Because he can definitely survive on a burning ship like that, right guys? Is this game only turn-based? Yes, this is a turn-based game, but... I wouldn't say it's turn-based to the degree that most games are turn-based. It's really kind of, I think Hypsicratea mentioned it earlier, it's sort of an I go, you go system. So what happens is you and the enemy each make a move, right, without knowing what the other one's doing, and then you press play, and those two moves are sort of mixed together to determine what's going to happen, which is kind of cool. So, you know, if they decide to go left, you decide to go right, you guys are going to really get quite far away from each other. In this case, we're right up on the enemy. And I'm going to keep firing. At this point, I'm actually going to lower the speed, guys, because we don't really need to keep going at full speed against the enemy here. We've basically got them. And I actually want to take a look at this Commerce Raider and see if he gets taken out this turn. Come on. Oh, look at his ship coming apart. It's not looking very good for the old Commerce Raider. Alright, pretty awesome. Let's take a look here at the chat. It seems give orders and wait, not a real turn-based game. Yeah, it's, I guess that would actually be better. I think Self-Searcher probably has this correct. Turn-based would require me to move first, the enemy to move first, and then for me to move again. This game is really, you guys are moving at the same exact time. I hate to use the term space-time because we're playing a sci-fi game, but essentially in space-time, everything is happening at once. So your turns are technically happening at the same time. And as you can see, their enemy ship just rammed into my ship, And yes, that's one thing that's great about this game. Ship collisions can absolutely cause damage. In fact, there's an ability we have called Ram. Now, I'm actually going to fire a missile at the enemy, so I'm not going to show you the ramming ability yet. But the ram ability is extremely, extremely useful for crushing enemy ships. Here we go. Let's see. Can the missile hit him? Come on. It's supposed to be a guided missile, so it should come back. Oh, maybe not. We're going to have to keep firing. I'm going to go ahead and switch targets here for my missile, and I want to fire another missile. Oh, I think we have to make this one count. So let's actually take a look at our other ships. And I don't want these guys crashing into each other, so I'm actually going to turn them towards the raider to focus fire on him entirely. I wish it would just choose the next best target. As you can see, that rocket actually ended up coming back and hitting my own ship. So much for a guided missile. That can definitely happen. I'm going to go ahead and turn this way so I can get some more missile shots off at these guys. I'll select this guy for the first missile shot. And if I can get a second one, I'll do that. And we're just going to go ahead and basically fire these off all at once. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we will soon see. Oh, that comes later. Don't worry. We're really at the very beginning of the game, and oh my goodness, that missile absolutely crushed that ship. But yes, there are sort of, I don't know if you'd call them turrets, but there are certainly ships with more defensive implements. You know, there are destroyers, there are cruisers, there are all sorts of different ships you can get in the game. We're playing the story mode, so, you know, we're unlocking things little by little. Alright, let's see, can we get a shot on this guy? I really want to just get one more shot with my missile, so let's select our Corvette. And again, a Corvette is not the greatest ship. It's pretty good. It's our starting ship in this game, but it's not amazing by any means. Here we go, another missile! I don't want any more friendly fire this time. This should be able to catch him. Oh yeah. Boom! There we go. That's got to destroy him. His hull is actually almost totally destroyed. We're just going to follow him and keep attacking. And this guy is also running away. This other raider. So let's eliminate him as well. Just going to go ahead and try to cut him off. I hope the Corvette can get some shots off. There we go. A few shots anyway. Not nearly enough to be effective. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to fire another missile. Remember, we can spare a few missiles. So let's do that. And I want our guys to turn around entirely to rejoin the fight, essentially. Yes, fleet-based is correct. Yeah, very, very good, self-searcher. And the way it works... Well, the fighters, that's a good question, Aranwen. The fighters are basically the Raider class. The Raider class, the one we have here, these are the fighter class planes. I'm going to get a closer look at you guys. I mean, the detail in this game is actually really, really great. So this is one of the fighter class planes. It's called a Swordfish, and does a pretty good job. Now, I don't think it's got missiles like our Corvette does, but it's still pretty good. Let's see if we can take out this ship. Come on! Yes! 2 of them down, guys. Beautiful. So we actually managed to destroy the enemy, and we didn't lose, we didn't actually lose any ships, which is shocking to me, because the last time I played this mission, we lost 1, and he didn't make it, sir. Anything on your end? So we did save the lieutenant, but we've lost someone. Oh no, we've lost, sorry, Lieutenant Liu. This is Commander Tenshin. Some resistance. Little muckrakers took us by surprise with an IED. Damn. Well, that sucks. Unfortunately, it looks like Lieutenant Dice has passed on, my friends. Not that we ever knew him, right? So who cares? What is that? Weapons live. I want those things out of my sky now. Oh my goodness. We're getting attacked by more raiders. It's pretty obvious. New reinforcements. And as you can see, guys, you have the ability to purchase reinforcements. Last turn, I don't know if you guys saw, I purchased one of these Swordfish planes. So I'm actually going to have 3 Swordfish to basically defend me during this battle. Let's take a look here. Yeah, thank you, Hips. They do have forums. Like in old sci-fi movies, indeed. Yeah, we don't have a team speak. Alright, let's proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Mission 3. This is Last of our recorded vid feeds. At this stage, my console was running hot with pings from command and navsec ordering me back to DM2, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, we have to return to command attention. So this should be easy, but since the other guy was actually mentioning that we have some issues, we're probably going to have some guys attacking us. So I want to go ahead and put this other raider out. We've got our first swordfish. Interesting. So I think for this part of the battle, we're only allowed to take a few of our swordfish because of the command points we have down here, guys. If we had more command points, we could take that reinforcement with us, but it looks like right now we're not going to have that ability. I just want to make sure our weapons are going well. Yes, they are. Let's proceed. Yeah, and this is particularly useful, what Hypsicratea said, the fact that actually our customer base is really international, guys. The thing about Slytherin is that, we have customers from all over the world, so when we do PBM games, we really do it for a reason, and that's so people around the world can connect with each other, have fun, etc. By the way, guys, this is going to be our first meeting with the Nautiloids. As I told you last time, the Nautiloids are an alien creature, alien species, really reminiscent of maybe Ridley Scott, new version of, what's the damn name? I guess the new version of Aliens, Prometheus, that sort of thing. But we'll have to see here how we do against them. Now they're living things. These are not merely ships. These are actually creatures called krill. And these krill, well, they just like to kill humans, basically. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move this guy over. I'm also going to fire a missile. I'm going to select one of these krill for the shot. And in fact, if I can fire some more missiles, I certainly will. Go, guys. One off, two off. Boom! Alright, that's definitely one krill dead. And as you can see, when the krill die, they don't explode like ships do. They just kind of hang out there in space, bleeding this awful green bile, which is pretty cool. They actually also kind of remind me a little bit of Tyranids. Let's take a look here. If you ever want TeamSpeak, you use... Yes, very Battlestar Galactica-like. That's actually a really cool connection there, Self-Searcher, but I would agree. Okay, so this is the main area. This is the... Oh, gross, it's not a ship, says Haven Jinx. But this is the main area we want to go to, right, guys? But we really need to take out everybody here. So I'm going to try to fly towards that area first, but I'm willing to bet that these guys are going to catch up. These krill are not going to just let us escape and move towards this area. So let's go ahead and try. Yep, sure enough, they're already firing. Sure enough, and I don't want to get stuck in a crossfire here, but that looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm actually going to have our fighters focus on these krill. For our corvette, I'm going to have him focus on these krill, and we'll go ahead. We'll just use up our ammo. We should have actually purchased some missiles. A bit late for that. See if we can fire... We can only fire 2 at a time, as far as I know. Okay, and we'll get to... That would be a better question to email to Slytherin support, Miller. I'm really not the guy that can give you any influence on which is okay and which isn't. And actually, look at what just happened there. That was beautiful, guys. I was actually under the impression we would do terribly here. But, and I didn't know this. I just learned a lesson in this game. There was actually a bunch of spread damage from the missiles. And as you can see, that spread damage targeted all those other krill. So I'm going to try to do that again. Now, we don't have nearly as many missiles as we had in our first battle. But I like to think that maybe we can get one good hit and do pretty well. Okay. There we go. 2 missiles off. Oh! And our corvettes are still alive. I mean, sorry, our raiders are still alive. That's the amazing part. Yes, we are badly outnumbered. Indeed, that's what it's called. Nice splash damage. Thank you, man. Let's give me just 1 second here, guys. Okay. I just want to make sure we don't waste all of our missiles before the upcoming missions. But I guess we could go ahead and why not fire a nice little missile into the enemy. I like to get them where we can get some spread damage like we did last time. So let's select that. And let's see if we can save. I don't know if it's possible, but I do want to see if we could save our swordfish. I'd rather not lose these swordfish. They're kind of the only fighter planes I have. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got to stop saying planes. Ships! Sorry. Okay, we are outnumbered, but it does look like the krill are actually getting scared of us. So we're just gonna keep up what we're doing right now. And actually, I just got some friendly fire there. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's not always fun. But look at all these dead krill. I mean, we're doing a pretty good job. And now we can go ahead and just advance as a fleet. We're gonna advance just a standard attack, as it were, and really try to hit the enemy here as hard as we can. And we are out of missiles. We might have one missile left, but we shouldn't rely on just the missiles, guys. Right, I'm going to go after this krill. Yeah, we have no missiles left. Come on! Oh, you've got to learn to fire better, man. Alright, so we have most of the krill are dead. There's one more that's severely injured, and we're actually going to chase this guy. I think we can take him out this turn. There we go. No, not yet. Wow, he's still alive. You can tell the krills are alive because their eyes are still glowing that eerie sort of green light or yellow light. So I'm going to actually turn around. Now, this is one issue with a ship as big as a Corvette. Sometimes you actually have to take 2, even 3 turns, depending on the size of the ship, to make a full turn. Alright, he's definitely trying to get behind us, as you can see. He knows that we can't make this turn quickly, and that's what he wants to do, is get behind us. So we're going to try to cut him off here. Oh! Nasty little shot there. Let's take a look here at the chat. They relied on missiles, exactly. Yep, basically. That's all they really have. I mean, they don't do nearly as much damage as we do, but in these huge swarms, it doesn't matter, you know. They could kill us pretty quickly if we don't know how to respond. So I'm going to go ahead and send these guys back. I don't think we'll need them, but probably a good idea. He's turning towards us again. There we go. Open fire, men. Yes, another one down, and there we go, guys. Second contact was a victory. Still a Corvette level 1, but we got a whole bunch of kills. Not bad at all. And apparently I also got 76 DP gain over here. Defensive power gain. I think the worst icing on top of the worst day ever. Cannon versus mosquitoes. Basically, yeah. I like to think of these particular creatures as a bit more dangerous than your standard mosquito. We've got to keep in mind, guys, that these particular creatures are the size of a capital ship, so they would probably be the size of New York. It wouldn't be a fun thing to find out in the middle of space or just here on Earth. All right, let's take a look. So this is interesting. This is this sort of gives you, I guess. It gives you an option on what to do. We could either pick blind assumptions, or we could pick picking crew, and we don't actually require a war skill for this. War skill is the continuous winning of battles, this sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into blind assumptions. The rest of the code and the word of dice can't be traded on. Despite all of our contact logs, gunnery vid feeds, and depositions from Haven and the Rangers of the NSG-7, Command won't publicly confer our contact with the squids, and this is what we call them, as squids. Of course, their actual scientific name is nautilids. Let's take a look here. Planetary defense system. It's a good question. I guess it could be viewed as a planetary defense system. Find them squids. Someone from command could tell me why my dad doesn't pick up the phone back at the boardwalk. Okay, so we're going to try to investigate this. And we've got new reinforcements, guys. We get a frigate, the Hwarang. In this particular alternative universe, goodness, I've got Star Wars on the mind. In this particular alternative universe, the way it works is that all cultures, etc., have come to work together. So you have a lot of different ships' names, and I think that's really cool. Some are called, you know, the Johnson, and the next one will be called the Shimatsu. It's very interesting, sort of back and forth there. Okay, haven't confirmed this into place, and the cohort's a nav point log match, but there's not much evidence left of the squids we came across a few days ago. Luckily for us, there's another pod of the Finnegan creatures hovering right in front of us. They don't look too happy about what they have or haven't found here. Let's give them a more definite reason to be upset. Definitive reason. Alright, so we're going to investigate the Nautilid contact zone. This does not feel safe, guys. I'm telling you right now, it doesn't feel safe. So we've got our frigate out. I'm going to see if we can bring our... Oh, that's awesome. So this frigate is huge. If we could bring in some more swordfish as well, that'd be great. Alright, there's 1, 2. Can we bring in 3? No, that would have been too awesome. Okay, so we'll actually move this swordfish out here. And I'm actually going to expand the difference between these guys a bit more. I don't want them so close together, so bunched up. That looks better, and let's proceed. Albatross, hey Tom, how you doing, man? Is the map missions to defend a planet? Yes and no. We are defending the planet from the Nautilids, but right now we're actually trying to kind of discover what the Nautilids are all about. We've just discovered these creatures, and we're searching for answers, really. We're searching for information. So this Guardian is basically the thing that makes the Nautilids, I guess, sort of a Nautilid mothership, as it were, and we really want to blow that thing up. So we're going to keep moving forward. 20 missiles on my frigate. Guys, I don't think I've been so happy since I started actually making YouTube videos. I mean, this is just great. You know, 20 missiles, it's going to last me a long time. Obviously, we still got the 12 missiles on the Corvette, which is just standard, and I think we're just going to approach with caution. But, you know, we're going to approach in a battle line, and we're going to be prepared to fire from any location. Alright, weapons live. Let's go. Just the X and Y, unfortunately, hips. As far as I know, you might be able to drop, and I may have seriously just not kept in mind, you know, certain aspects of the game. For instance, if you take a look down here, I do believe you can drop down to different areas, to level 2, level 1, but I've never actually done it myself. I may have just not played the game long enough. I may not be as skilled in the game as I should be, but I do believe it's possible. For the most part, however, it takes place on just sort of a game board. It's almost, you can almost think of it as a game board, really. How big do battles normally get, asked Miller? This depends. Now, we're actually in the very beginning of the campaign, so these battles are quite small compared to the battles that you get later on in the game. The game is progressive, so these battles get crazier and crazier. They really do. I'm actually going to just fire a missile off there. I'm hoping that's going to have the intended effect. But, yeah, it really depends. It depends on where you are in the game. And I want to go ahead and fire another missile at another krill. But certainly these battles can get quite epic in proportions. And, you know, once you have like 10 or 12 guys in a fleet firing, attacking, fighting each other, things get pretty crazy. Here we go, guys. We just threw a huge amount of missiles at the enemy. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but oh my goodness, that Guardian is just a terrible thing. I'm going to go ahead and try to target it with my missiles. I was thinking it was going to stay put, but it's actually coming towards us. Alright, we're going to go ahead and select it. And I want to get a closer look at the Guardian. I don't know about you guys, but I'm one of those folks that likes to get a close look at what I'm killing. Now, this looks something straight out of a Lovecraft novel. It really does. It's terrifying. A sparse formation of missiles is a good idea, Self-Searcher. I think it might be a bit too late now. I'm hoping we can still make it effective. I'm going to fire 2 missiles at him. I don't give a damn. And we'll go ahead and try to fire another missiles. Now, these are countermeasures, so these don't work the same way as you'd think. They sort of just explode in a general area, and whatever is in the path of that explosion gets pretty badly damaged. So I want to keep this guy back. He actually managed to kill 1 krill by himself. Let's see if he can take out this next krill. He is stunned right now. Come on, come on! Oh, 2 missiles going straight for that thing. Alright, the Guardian is certainly stunned. He's taking some nasty hits here, guys. I'm going to keep this Corvette in line with the enemy ship. We'll just keep firing. And unfortunately, it looks like we may have lost a Raider, or are about to lose a Raider. A Raider, I should say. Okay, here we go. We're going to select OK, and might as well fire both. He's so close to being dead, guys, the Guardian, so I'm not too concerned. Now, again, these guys are getting ultra close to each other, and I don't like that. So I'm actually going to move these frigates away from each other, and it looks like our Corvette is doing all right, but for whatever reason, we've lost control of it for now, and I think this may be because it's been stunned. It's quite possible that the actual thing is stunned. Same with our Lincoln Swordfish, so we've got to keep these things in mind. I'm also going to go ahead and just keep approaching that krill, and hopefully we can destroy this Guardian at this turn. Boom! Guardian dead! Oh, look at that! Oh, the poor thing. I actually feel kind of bad. Killing a living thing like that is just never good. Okay, here we go. Unless that's Hitler. Unless the living thing is Hitler, I don't recommend it. Okay, let's turn around this way. And I'm just going to keep on going. I could actually fire some more missiles, but I think we could take these guys out without missiles, to be honest with you. Probably not a good time to be cocky, though. Let's take a look here at the chat. Did I hit you exactly, self-searcher? Guy got wrecked the moment the Guardian shot him. Yes, he did. The Guardian just stopped him in his tracks, essentially, guys. So that was pretty vicious. Okay. Now, as you can see, if I continue here, I told some of you guys about ramming before, and I'll show you guys the ram. So let me see if I can do it, actually. I do believe I can. I'm going to ram the enemy. And hopefully the krill will be in the way when this happens, because again, it really depends. The krill could actually move out of the way as I'm trying to initiate the ram, and nothing will happen. But we just destroyed one of them with our fighter. He's doing great. In fact, the Raider got 2 kills, so maybe we could destroy another. And I guess the krill mothership, as I like to call it, just keeps falling and falling and falling, forever going through space, never decomposing, I guess. Or decomposing extremely slowly. It seems a bit weird. Alright, severely injured. There we go. That's another dead krill. Or it's gonna be another dead krill. And I believe we have one more left to deal with. Is that correct, guys? I think that's it. We might have one slightly injured krill over here, so I'm actually going to send our Corvette towards him. But I'm not necessarily going to fire my missiles, because we don't really need to. Who knows? You know, when we played the first mission, I don't know if you guys took note, but we didn't have as many missiles the second mission. So you never know if you're going to have a chance to resupply. This is why I'm always careful. There we go. Alright, krill is still taking a lot of hits. They can't keep that on for long, and you can actually see little bits of blood flying off the krill. Let's move this Corvette slightly back. Oh, they will decay radioactively, says Tomato. That makes sense. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Wow. I hate when that happens. Let's turn... I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my right flank. I'm surprised it's taking this long to kill these guys. We could just go ahead and say screw it and fire a missile off and destroy them, but that just wouldn't be fun enough. Oh, did you see that? Did you guys see that? The krill just got killed by running into my ship. And that just goes to show you the amount of physics in this game. Although he also stunned my raider, which is pretty funny. So just imagine this huge creature. Now this thing is actually bigger than our raider class. And I'm assuming, you know, 20 or 30 people could fit into one of these ships. So just imagine that huge thing crashing into your ship and killing it. Talk about wiping bugs off your windshield. I mean, that's going to be a serious cleanup job. Let's go ahead and continue here. Is that it? Yes, we did it! Wetting down! We have crushed the krill, my friends. Okay, the frigate either. So you're fighting space creatures, not other ships? Well, it depends, Miller. I'm not sure if you're here for the beginning of the stream, but basically, and yes, the frame rate is crazy. In fact, right now for me, it's 430 FPS, so I can't explain that. But, I was gonna say, No, in the beginning we were actually fighting raiders. We were fighting sort of, I guess, the equivalent of pirates. So you've got all sorts of bad guys in this game. You've got nautilids, which are these krill creatures. You've got pirates. You've got other factions, which I'm not going to tell you guys anything about because I don't want to give any spoilers. That's just not something I do. But let's proceed. Okay, so we actually have two choices. We could either go to the dog pit, eliminate all hostile marks in the dog pit, and let's take a look here. Now that, we don't actually know if we're facing nautilids or if we're facing enemies. So this is definitely a Nautilid mission. It's investigating the suspected entry sector. I'm going to go ahead and go with the mission on the right, the dog pit, because I think this mission will involve pirates, so you could see different kinds of units. I'm not 100% on that, but that's what I'm assuming here. So that looks good. I like that setup. Worked out last time. Comrade Luxembourg says, I want space communism in a video game. Actually, there's another game vetted by Slytherin that's really, really good. It's called Distant Worlds Universe. And if you guys like politics and also like sci-fi, it's the perfect game for you. You could literally have any kind of civilization you want. You could have a slave-based civilization. You could have a purely communist civilization. You could even have a utopia. It's a really interesting game and very similar to this one in many respects. I would say that this one, however, is certainly prettier. This one's much more about the ship combat and the adventure itself. The story behind Vanguard Prophecy, for instance, is quite deep. So this also has a lot to offer. Let's go ahead and get started. And first, let me take a shot. I should always take a shot. I'm going to fire the countermeasures there, because I'm guessing the krill are going to fly into this sector. And oh yeah, I'm going to fire right in the middle there. Let's hope this works. Right off the bat. Oh! Alright, well our missiles are actually still in flight, which is pretty cool. Now we do also have another one of those krill motherships over here, so we have to be very careful. This thing could be a serious problem eventually. And our countermeasures didn't really work very well. We'll try again. I'm also going to keep firing... Whoa! I'm also going to keep firing missiles over here with this guy. So let's go ahead. I want to make sure to select units that are basically surrounded by a bunch of other krill. There we go. And if you guys thought we were outnumbered last time, this time really puts that time to shame. Look at that! Whoa, the impact of our actual missile was so strong that one of the asteroids just went flying. So we did get a major impact there, but really not anything to write home about. You know, the krill are still alive, most of them. So I don't consider that a success. And we're also running out of missiles very quickly. So we're going to go ahead and select here. And for our frigate, we'll keep moving this way. Fire countermeasures over here. Come on, boys, keep up the fights. Alright, so a lot of krill down. We've also still got these massive guardians coming towards us. And there's actually 2 guardians right now. So I'm actually going to switch over here to missile. And I will select in the guardians entirely. Let's go ahead and do that. Just going to go towards that guardian for now. We may have met our match, friends. At least we got one of those krills with the missile attack, but we are completely out of missiles, and we haven't been in this situation before. Now, incredibly, you can see all these dead krill around. We're doing really well, but I don't know if we can do without some missiles or something. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it through this. Now, what I am going to do, I'm going to bring this frigate, and this is what I'm planning. Since this thing is so massive, I'm thinking if we ram that Nautilid that Guardian with this frigate, it's going to go down in flames. Another thing I'll do is I'll lower the speed for this particular unit. And actually got a real interesting message from one of you guys, Comrade Luxembourg, saying via Steam, saying use asteroids for cover. I didn't even know this was a possibility, but it might not be a bad idea to sort of maneuver around asteroids. There we go. He's staying put. Okay, it's ramming time. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select this guy, and we are going to ram. We should also repair after, but I'm only repairing after we ram this this thing and try to kill it. Let's make sure that everything is going well over here. So we still have this Nautilid to deal with, obviously, or this Guardian, excuse me. Well, he is a Nautilid, but specifically the Guardian class. So I'm going to send these two guys after him. Let's see how this works out, my friends. I don't think he's going to be slightly injured after we ram a frigate-class ship into him, but I might be wrong. Boom! Oh, yes. Definitely stunned him. He didn't expect that, and as you can see, he's just kind of rolling off. I might try another ram, believe it or not. But I'm not that crazy. So let's not... We're not going to initiate repairs right now. We're just going to keep up the fire. And let's see what's going on over here. Alright, still firing at that Guardian. I think we've got this, guys. Just 2 Guardians, really. That's it. And they're getting hit very hard. 53, 50, 47. As you can see, our tiny little Raider is just slowly firing at them. Fire some countermeasures over here. Wow, he got out of the way quickly to avoid the countermeasures. Turn this way. I'll take a look over there. I think our other side is doing just fine, but I want to make sure. Yeah, they're doing all right. By the way, guys, this button right here, I mean, I should have gone through the buttons initially, but I guess I would do that on a more of a tutorial video. This button kind of shows you the line of sight of your ships. You might think that since they have all these windows on the side, you could see around everywhere, but you really can't. So you have to focus on that line of sight button to basically let you know how far you can see. Now, as you can see, our frigate has a much larger line of sight. He can basically see anything in front of him or to the right or left, but nothing behind him. Let's go ahead and continue here. That Nautilid really wants to escape, but we're not going to let him get away. Come back, Nautilid. Come back. Alright, we killed one over here, guys. That one is dead. And there we go, the dog pit. And actually, it looks like this guy must have actually crashed into the asteroid or something. I don't see how else he died, because we certainly didn't hit him in any way. Let's take a look here. More energy in the shield if you're going to ram. Ah, thank you, tank. Missed the huge knife, no ramming allowed. Looks cool, but dead, exactly. Not the greatest form of evolution if a creature learns to just ram into walls all the time. You should have a little more control. Anyway, guys, we're getting close to the end of the stream. I'm going to go ahead and try another mission, just because I like you guys. But I'm going to put a few links here. I always try to do this whenever I'm doing a stream. If you guys like strategy games, obviously you guys know I work with Slytherin, and well, most of the games on my channel are either Slytherin games or strategy oriented. So I'm going to drop my channel here. It's one way of saying thanks for the stream, and it really does help if you guys stop by and join up there. So let me go ahead and get back into the game, and we will do one more mission. Why not, right, guys? Maybe this time we won't actually survive. I'm not sure. Investigate and eliminate any hostile marks. I like stuff like this, so I'll take a look at the other mission just so you guys can see the options. And this is investigating the suspected entry sector of the Nautilids. I mean, which would you guys like to do? I'll actually let you guys decide. So do we want to investigate, or do we want to investigate and eliminate? So investigate or investigate and eliminate. Yes, it is. It certainly is the tank from close combat. Yeah, we've done more than a few, and anytime I've streamed here on, anytime I've streamed close combat here on Twitch TV, Tom has always been there. Excuse me, not Tom. Tank has always been there. Sorry guys, I'm getting like 3 messages here at once. To play and to be that other enemy side. He's never been late, not once. So he's a great asset for sure, and a great close combat player. Okay, let's go ahead. So yeah, so as you can see here, whoever was asking before, I don't recall, but as you can see here, we're not actually just facing Nautilus, we're facing Raiders too. And as you can see, whatever you are, this tugboat isn't going to outrun these things. So even the Raiders are a bit confused as to what's going on, and I think we're just going to move up slowly, just carefully. We're not going to fire any missiles yet. We will eventually, and as you can see, this is exactly what I expected to happen. The Raiders are going to war with the Nautilus. See, these are 2 different factions. These are not the same factions at all. But we do have this Lisbon 1 shuttle. Oh my goodness, I'm half Portuguese. The Lisbon 1, we must save it. So I'm going to go ahead and move full force. And I love that somebody called a ship the Lisbon. That's just really cool. It's officially my favorite ship. I don't care if it's a crappy ship. It's still cool. Let's keep moving forward. We could have actually sort of pushed off to the left here to focus fire on this krill. So let's do that. I'll do the same with this swordfish. We'll go ahead and pop over to the left. Escort the engineer to the evacuation waypoint. Oh, fair enough. Alright, a lot of nasty hits there. PR Miller, if you could, Miller, add me, man. It's same name as here on Steam. It's really, I really don't have as much time to look for people's names, this sort of thing. If I could, I'd add all you guys, but that's just not a possibility. Let's go ahead and continue here, and we'll also continue here. This krill is severely injured. Now, I think at this point, excuse me, guys, we could probably start firing some missiles. So that's what I'm going to try to do. We'll fire a missile or 2. No, not those, not countermeasures. We only have 1 missile. This is not good. Yeah, we're off to a bad start. I'll fire it at the Guardian, because that's always a pain. Boom! He rammed right into it. Yeah, I would say he's slightly injured. Alright, so we're still protecting the civilian engineer. And he's trying to get back. We're basically just protecting him. And as you can see, Hips asked earlier, is this just horizontal or is it also vertical? This goes to show you that it's also vertical. So you can drop down, and that's why there's this sort of, there's an area here and there's an area below. The engineer is on the very bottom here, trying to get away from the enemy. Now that means for the enemy to get to him, they've actually got to drop down too. Let's go ahead and continue. This is very true. Thanks, Hips and Potato. She knows better than anybody that's definitely the case. If you say anything positive about Portugal, you're instantly my friend. Now let's take a look here. Looks New Lisbon, New Jersey. Oh God, don't say such terrible things. Although New Jersey does have a large Portuguese community, which I'm not sure how I feel about. You know, being a New Yorker. We tend to give Jersey a real hard time. Alright, let's see. So I'm going to try to get this raider. Although I don't see why he's not just helping. Like, the raiders and us could probably agree that these Nautilids are dangerous and they're not going to let either of us survive. So maybe we should work together? Just maybe? I mean, I don't know. Just an idea there. Alright, let's go ahead. Firing that missile off again. And actually, that's a countermeasure. Alright, beautiful. Anyway, guys, oh yeah, Portugal, that's a nice country, says Tom. Name is the same as it is here, just Agrippa Maxentius. It's how you mention Kraken, and he'll mention Bakuna. It happens 100% of the time. I'm sorry to hear that, Hips. I knew that before, but I am sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm even more sorry to hear that, Tom. Good Lord. That's just not good. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Alright, guys, we're getting to the end of that stream, and actually, I'm not going to complete this mission. If you want to complete this mission, you're going to have to buy the game. And right now, we do have a deal on Steam, so I would suggest you guys go check it out. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but if space is your particular genre, science fiction is your genre, this is definitely the thing for you. Me, I'm not as much a space guy, but I still love this particular game. I still play it. So that goes to show you just how great it is. The storyline is excellent. The actual combat, as you can see, is very, very fun. And yes, you can play with friends. So anyway, guys, any questions, number one? If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Unfortunately, the developer is not here today. This game has been out for quite a while. So I'm not as skilled at answering questions as he's going to be. But I'll do my best. Why would I do that, Tom? Why would I escape New York to New Jersey? That's like saying, why don't you escape from China to North Korea? No. 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 Just because one is bad doesn't mean the other is better. Anybody else? Any tutorials, says Cam B Golf. Cam B Golf, I'm not aware of any tutorials that we've done on the Slytherin channel. I'm sure if you look, there will be some tutorials, and I do believe the game itself has a tutorial. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look. There's sort of just starting the game on your own. So, for instance, if I go back to Mission Select, and let me exit to the main menu. If you just hit Start New Campaign, hello Elvis, that's my pigeon, guys. If you just click Start New Campaign here, it's going to give you basically a tutorial. And it really will teach you the basics. It starts you off with those small Raider-class ships and builds you up little by little to bigger and bigger ships and more advanced combat maneuvers, this sort of thing. So I would say the Resume Campaign would be the tutorial, but I'm sure people online have tutorials. Are there multiple endings to the game? I'm not going to give away spoilers. Good question, though. Very good question. No spoilers. I will say this. Let me drop these. Can somebody drop my Twitch channel down below? Because I can't Alt-Tab for some reason, which is really annoying. Because I'd love you guys to, if you guys enjoy the Slytherin channel for its strategy gaming, join the Twitch channel, and we will definitely do updates there. New Jersey's not a bad place. Don't cheat there, says Hips. Well, the only sort of view I have of New Jersey is from that show Jersey Shore. Now, I've been to Jersey many times. I've been to Orange County, New Jersey, although there's a lot of Orange counties. Let's take a look here. Is all combat real-time or strictly turn-based? What about Z-axis movement? So, yes, there is the ability to move up and down, of course, and you can certainly do this. But in terms of... I'm going to take a look here. In terms of... I went to Amish country today. Turn-based, it's not really turn-based. I think Hypsicratea said it the best way. It's not a turn-based system. See, turn-based means that I go and then you go after you've seen what I've done. In this particular game, the way it works is you're doing your turns at the same exact time. So whatever happens, happens. That's kind of the way it goes. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I hope you guys had a good time. You know, we always aim to please here at Slytherin, so I do hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And make sure to hit those other channels up. If you like strategy, if it's your thing, you want to see some more, make sure to go ahead and just add these channels. Exactly, it's a WeGo system. Oh, right. Or actually, you know what? This is going to surprise people. This will actually surprise all of you. Devils. New Jersey Devils, just because in terms of hockey teams, I think they've really done a lot of interesting things. They've kind of come up from the bottom to be one of the finest teams. So I like the Devils. It's a turn-based, but it's simultaneous instead of alternating. Yeah, Hypsicratea explains it perfectly. It's a hard game to explain, but yeah, that's kind of the way it works. But actually, my favorite hockey team is the Detroit Red Wings, so pretty interesting there in terms of my hockey interests. And I'm not a huge sports guy, but if I had to pick a hockey team, it would be Detroit Red Wings. Okay, guys, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I hope everybody had a fun time anyway, and hopefully we can do this again next Saturday. Take care, guys. Have an awesome day.